So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hey everyone, Soraya here. I am back with another, I think this is the second time I've done a car episode a la Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson used to do this. He literally had a podcast called Marketing in Your Car. And he still, if you listen to his Marketing Secrets podcast, he still records a lot of them in his car. So I feel like that makes this legit. Anyways, all right, so I apologize. I literally I don't normally drive. I actually normally ride a bicycle. So it is a rare moment that I'm actually in a car. But when I do share a car with my husband. Neither of us really drive it very often, but it's a little Honda CRV, or an HRV, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I drive. That's crazy, right? An HRV, it's like a little tiny SUV. And so you can hear everything. It's a great car. But it's not like some big fancy Rolls or a Land Rover like I used to drive back in the day where everything's all silent. So you're probably going to have terrible audio in this podcast. But whatever, the content will be great. And that actually brings me to what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about content and publishing. So let me share a story first. When I first started network marketing, my coach told me that I needed to create content. And I didn't quite understand what that meant. But what I did know is that I saw people doing stuff online, writing blogs, publishing on Facebook, doing eventually Facebook Lives as that came out, writing blogs, doing all sorts of things, publishing YouTube videos. And I thought that was publishing, but I didn't quite know how I was going to do that or what I was going to talk about. And so I was terrified to put myself out there. Absolutely terrified. And I know some of you can relate because I hear it from you. I hear you message me, you tell me that you don't know what to talk about. And so I get that those of you some of you listening are in that exact same space. And so eventually I got the nerve to start putting myself out there. But it always took me a long time. Like I would sit at my laptop and not know what to write. I had a blog, but I didn't know what to write on the blog. I had obviously Facebook and stuff like that, but I didn't really know what to talk about. So it was just kind of ended up being this like spattering of things. I would get inspiration here and there, maybe from a podcast or maybe from a video I saw or something, and that would inspire me for a moment, and I would create a post or write a blog or talk about my product. I didn't really know exactly what to write, but I knew that I had to write or do something. I had to put myself out there some way. And so I did it. And I did it consistently. And I did it, quite frankly, very imperfectly. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to make a curiosity post that would lead to a call to action. And they worked sometimes, and sometimes they didn't work, which was fine. But I kept doing it. And something crazy happened. I got better at it. I got way better at it. And I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And the more I did it, the better I got. And what I realized was a couple things, and this is what I want to share with you in today's podcast episode, that you need a message and a platform for that message. However, the most important thing that you really need is just a publishing channel. I've talked about this intermittently in little bits and pieces throughout this podcast, which, by the way, if you're new here, welcome. So glad you're here. Lots of new listeners who found me on the Wonder Women of Instagram course or my own Instagram course. which, shameless plug, is available at sorayagoddard.com/Instagram. It's about 10 hours of content, and I'm adding more as we go along, diving deep into how to recruit, how to get new customers on Instagram. But I digress. So the first couple episodes of this podcast, I dive crazy deep into attraction marketing. So if you are new here, if you are not quite sure what attraction marketing is all about, or you just want to get better at it. Maybe you're an old hat. Maybe you're a 6 or 7 figure earner already, and you're just like, hey, I want to learn a little bit more. I want to be inspired by someone else's point of view on it. Go back to episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think episode 1 of this podcast is me explaining what the podcast is going to be about, but 2, 3, 4, and maybe even 5 and 6 are some really, really good, solid pieces of content that will show you all about everything I know about attraction marketing. But back to me stumbling around on Facebook and eventually Instagram. The frustrating thing about not understanding your message and not having clarity on what you want to talk about is that you tend to get fearful and then not publish. Okay? So many of you don't know what to talk about, don't know what to say, or you don't really have a game plan. You don't have a strategy. So you're posting here, posting there, but you're sitting down at whatever your device is, your phone, your laptop, and you're like, I don't know what to publish. I don't know where, so I'm just going to do something on Facebook every once in a while. I'll do a product photo. I'll do I'll do a quote, right? Because I don't know what else to do. And it's not working for you, and you're getting very frustrated. So I would like to share with you just a little bit about how to have a publishing strategy and how that works to attract people to you. So I hope that's okay. All right. What I think, see, this is what happens when I pull the phone out in my car and I'm just like randomly recording a podcast episode while I'm driving with no notes. I'm like, where do I start? There's so much to cover. So I think the place that we need to start is what your message is. I've covered this on podcasts before. I've covered this on IGTV episodes, but I will repeat it until I die because it is so freaking important. Your social media, although it is about you, and it's got your face on it, and it has your name on it, and it's got your style, and it's got your personality in it, it ultimately is not about you. It ultimately is about delivering a message to a potential customer. And so you need to figure out who you want to work with, what problem they have, and then create content to help them with those problems. Now, a lot of you are unclear on who you want to work with, so you can't really move into what problem do those people have, let alone how to create content for that. And so if that's you and you are unclear on who you want to work with, then I would ask you to figure out what problems does your product solve? Is it weight loss? Is it feeling great? Is it healthy hormones? Is it digestive health? Is it beautiful hair? Is it youthful skin? Something like that. And start there as a jumping off point. So maybe I would venture to say that half of you could build a social media following around healthy hormones, healthy digestion, clear skin, things like that, because they're all benefits of having good health, which if your product is about wellness, then boom, you're there. So the question really comes down to, what are you passionate about and who do you want to work with, right? Are you passionate about gut health? Are you passionate about healthy skin? Are you passionate about whatever? I don't know what that is, right? But find something to talk about that fires you up. And if you still have no idea what fires you up, just talk about what interests you, right? Just talk about the things that you do on a daily basis that you get excited about, and keep doing it. And eventually you will figure out what you would like to be talking about. Now, I'm not saying, and I'm not suggesting that you only need to talk about one thing, but I think that you should be an expert in something. What I don't mean is you need to have 17 degrees and some sort of formal training in something, right? I'm not saying go get an aromatherapy license or certificate. I'm not saying go get a functional medicine certificate. I'm not saying go get a degree. In fact, I'm saying the opposite of that. Don't do any of that. What I mean by being an expert in this term, I kind of am saying the expert with air quotes, if you could see me right now. What I mean is that you should be helping people with something, okay? From a layman's perspective, you should be helping people with something. So when I go to your Facebook, Instagram, podcast, whatever, you are helping someone solve a problem. I, on this podcast, am helping network marketers market their wellness products. So if you're listening, you're probably in the network marketing space and you probably have some sort of wellness product, right? And because I have started publishing to help you solve your problems, you've been attracted to me and you've subscribed to this podcast. And if you haven't, you should right now. But you've subscribed to this podcast and you're going to keep listening, right? So now I have you in a publishing channel. You have dialed in to somewhere where you know that I'm going to show up. You expect that I'm going to keep publishing podcasts. You're going to find me on this channel. Now, just as easily, you could find me on Instagram because I also publish a lot on Instagram. I kind of, sort of, sometimes publish on Facebook. It's not really my favorite, so I save that for like if I've got time. But you know that if you subscribe to this, you're going to find me and you're going to get value and you're going to get free stuff that's going to help you in your business, which is awesome. So what is that for you? What is your marketing channel? Where is the place that if people want to know about whatever it is that you're sharing about, they know that they can go to find that info? Now, if you don't have that, I would highly recommend that you start that. Figure out what it is. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's Instagram. Maybe it's Instagram Live. Maybe it's Instagram TV. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe, I don't know what that is for you. Maybe it's a blog. Wherever that is, though, you should have a place where people know that they can find you and they can consistently get the goodness that you have inside your lovely brain, or at least follow your journey. So what I have found is that when people don't know what to publish, they don't know what to talk about, they just don't do it. They just don't do it. And so they're crippled by fear. And I want to just share with you a couple things. If we waited until we were brave, if we waited until we were confident and all-knowing and really good at something to start, it just wouldn't happen, right? It doesn't. Even me saying that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The way you get good at something is by starting. So if you go back in my blog, which please God don't, like if you go back to my first blog posts, they're all about health and wellness. They're terribly written. I hate them. I don't even care. They're still up there. Whatever. There's like broken links. Whatever. Doesn't even matter. You get good by doing it. You get good by doing it. My first couple podcast episodes were not that great. I was terrified. I was absolutely scared. I think the first one I recorded like 4 times in a row, even though I told you that I wasn't going to edit. I didn't edit it, but I sure did it like 4 times and I still wasn't good at it. But that's okay. You get better with time. And so if you are telling yourself the story that I'm not good at fill in the blank, then you're not going to be good at it. What you need to be telling yourself is the way to get good at Instagram is to keep doing it. The way to get good at publishing a podcast is to keep doing it. The way to attract people to me is to put a message out and see how consistent I can be. Because if you are crippled by that fear and you never start and you never actually get going, no one will ever find you, and you will always be comparing yourself to people who have done the work and who have been consistent at it and who are starting to get results. And of course, we all know that comparison is the thief of joy. It's a trap, all those good sayings, because they're all true. If you compare yourself to someone who has been doing the work consistently and you haven't been doing the work consistently, that's the only difference. It's not that they're better than you or smarter than you or whatever. They just have been doing the work consistently, and so it is working for them over time. So what is your publishing mechanism? What message are you sharing with the world? And are you doing it consistently? Because that's really the key to attraction marketing. That and a good call to action, and then connecting with people. So once you've figured out what your publishing strategy is or your publishing channel is, then I would challenge you to publish every day for 60 days straight. Just be relentless. And I know some of you guys are like, but that's too much. I've got kids, dogs, family, job, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Like, that's okay. Do it anyway. Strip away all the nonsense, right? Strip away all the scrolling on social media. Strip away all the consumption that you're doing and challenge yourself to a 60-day, hell, even a 30-day run of just publishing consistently on one platform. And I think what you'll find is that you will push through some fear. You'll be uncomfortable a lot, which is awesome. That's good. It makes us grow, makes us better. You will figure out things that you like to publish. You'll think, like, you'll publish stuff and you'll go, oh, I hate that. Gross, right? That didn't work. Great. That's also very helpful to figure out what you don't like. So you'll work through a lot of this stuff, but the longer that you're consistent on it and the longer you're consistent at it, the more you will find breakthroughs. I would definitely challenge you to do that. So I think that is helpful for some of you. I know that that's going to be helpful for some of you. It is really a long game, marketing, right? Now, for those of you who are consistent in publishing somewhere, how can you clarify your message? How can you clarify your message? If I go to your social media, or if I go to wherever you're publishing, your blog, your YouTube, whatever, do I know what you're all about? Do I get a sense of what you can help me with? If not, then I would recommend that you work on clarifying that message. I help people with this problem do this thing. And I learned from this girl on Instagram, I think her name is Amy, I can't remember. Anyways, I learned from this awesome girl how to tell a story about what you do, like how you help people. She said to tell your I help statement in a story. And it would go something like this. I'll use my own. I remember when I first started in network marketing, I was absolutely mortified to put myself out there. I didn't really know what to talk about. And that crippled me with fear. And so I didn't really do the work that I should have done to get new customers and get new reps. However, once I figured out how to publish on social media in a way that would get people reaching out to me, it became so much freaking fun and my business started to grow. So instantly I knew that I had to share it with you guys so that you could do the same. How cool is that, right? It's just a very easy way of figuring out like how to connect with other people. So anyways, I hope that helped. That is my tip. Figure out what your publishing channel is, do it consistently, and absolutely keep going even if you aren't great at it, because that's where the magic happens. All right, guys, if you found this helpful, like you guys always do, screenshot this, post it to Instagram stories, tag me and tell me what you learned. And definitely, I appreciate you reviewing my podcast because that's how iTunes shows it to more faces like yours. So thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.